Hey guys, welcome to Single Scaries podcast. I'm Whitney.
I'm Bree.
I'm Jasmine.
Welcome. So today we're going to be discussing love languages. There's 5 of them. Jasmine, it's your time.
So the 5 love languages that exist, obviously people kind of add their own twist to them, but the 5 that exist according to the test out there that a lot of us have taken is gifts / tokens of affection, quality time, physical touch, words of affirmation, and acts of service. Have you guys taken the test before?
I've actually never taken the test.
So when you have never taken the test?
No.
Oh my god. No, yeah, you gotta take the test. You gotta take the test.
I feel like, okay, what does the test tell you? What your love languages
so
are?
basically it asks you, I mean, there's probably more than one out there at this point, but like it asks you a series of questions. It gives you examples like, do you prefer this over this, that over this, etc., etc. Like, did you prefer this, like this more? It just asks you a series of questions, kind of like a personality test.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, they rank your 5 love languages, 1 through 5. And a lot of the time, people maybe are really close in 2 or even 3 or just 1. And I mean, obviously, we like all 5 love languages, I think, at one point in our lives. Maybe not with everybody that we love, platonic or romantic. But yeah, it gives you an idea of like which ones you prefer. Yeah. Or how also there's a difference in love languages and like how you like receiving love and how you like giving love, because sometimes it may not be the same. Sometimes you may want to give gifts to people and maybe you don't like receiving gifts. And sometimes you like receiving words instead, like words of affirmation. So it just depends, but sometimes people like to give how they receive too. So it just depends for everybody. But you don't have to take the test because it might take a little bit right now, but based off of what y'all know, like what would you say your like top 3 love languages are, or top 1, whatever?
Whitney? Well, I can go first. I think my love language number 1 is definitely physical touch and quality time. Like those are my 2 top.
So because you've never taken the test, I'm gonna pick your brain a little bit. Why those 2?
I feel like I just know that that's how I feel love. You know what I mean? Like if somebody gives me a hug or like just is like literally physically touching me, I feel like that's how I like to feel affection. I feel like that convinces me that you care about me, you love me. And then same with quality time. Like I feel like quality time is quality time. You know what I mean? Like I just enjoy spending quality time with somebody.
Speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Would this go both for platonic and romantic relationships, or do you feel like there's a love language that is more prevalent in romantic or prevalent relationships for you?
I think for me it's both platonic and romantic, because like my friends know, like I love to be on them, hug me, touch me, hug me, like love me, like that's just how I am platonically too. Like, you know what I mean? I think all my friends who are listening, watching, like they know, like I am very like, hi, how are you?
Love you.
Yes, that is me. Like that is literally the definition of me, is like Bree's always touching somebody. Bree's always so platonic and romantic is definitely my 2 top love languages. What about you, Ed?
We're doing 2 or 3.
Or just the top ones.
It's really
whether 1 or 2.
Whatever you feel. I'm gonna say probably 2/3.
Yeah.
Okay. Looking back on love languages,
you need me to list them out again?
I feel like
she pulled hers up.
I got mine.
So you didn't take the test?
No, I don't remember taking the test.
Oh, okay.
Actually, wait.
It's been around for so long.
I took a test that was similar to it, but not exactly.
Okay, go ahead.
So I think my top 1 is acts of service.
Okay.
And then the second one will be quality time.
Okay.
And the third one will be words of affirmation.
Okay. So if you don't, or let's say you've never taken the test, like let's go with that. Why? For those 3.
Okay, so with the first one, it's like acts of service. I feel like for me, I give, so it's like I expect others to give or feed into me as well. At least that's what I would love to receive. essentially, and that's kind of what I give off, because I'm like, all right, it's like in order to receive, you also have to do.
Right.
Like, respect and respect. So like for me, definitely acts of service is a really big one for me, because I like that.
Yeah.
I like when someone like goes to the store and they're like, oh, I thought of this and I got this for you.
Yeah.
Or I saw this and I was
and
like,
see, some people would think that, like, that phrase alone that you just said, that like when I go to the store and they would say that's gifts.
Yeah.
But it depends. It might be something that is gonna, like, for me, it depends. Like, if you thought of me, but it's something that I need, that's like partially acts of service.
Yeah.
So.
But honestly, it's like even if you saw a flower, right, on a walk, and you saw it, and you're like, I saw this, I thought about you, and so I took a picture, I want to send this to you.
Yeah.
I used to do this to my mom. Like when I was back home, I'll buy my mom flowers every time I went to Trader Joe's, because we all know they got the best flowers.
They do.
So I would buy her flowers like every week, and I'd be like, Mom, like when I saw this flower exactly, I thought about you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So little things like that. The second one being quality time. I love spending time with people. Bree knows, and I love spending time with my friends. Like my friends are very, very important to me.
Yeah.
And like I love spending time with my like significant other as well. But I don't try to value one more than the other.
Right.
Exactly. I try to even them out.
Mm-hmm.
Like quality time is like a really big one for me. And then words of affirmation, like feed into me.
Yeah.
Pray for me.
Yeah. Give me that positivity.
Like, exactly. I want that. So I feel like everyone needs it. You need to hear like good things about yourself without it being like, but like feeling like that positivity. That's just me. I don't mind touching. I don't like everybody touching me.
Okay, I feel you. I'm gonna get to mine.
Let me clear it up, okay? I am not just going around touching everybody. I am not going around touching everybody. But if I genuinely love and like care for you, you're gonna know, because I am gonna be like, hi. Like even if it's literally just like something as simple as like me being like literally just touching you. You know what I mean? Like that's just how I am. Like
it's like my friends. It's like I know one guy I went on a date with. He was trying to hold my hand, and I was like, I don't hold hands.
Oh, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah,
and I was like, you said that?
Yes. And he was all like, oh, I hope you know that like girls that don't hold hands don't get second dates. And I was like, okay. That's fine.
I feel like that's
I only hold hands with my friends. That's it.
But see, the thing is, I think for him specifically, like he was being kind of, like he was just booty hurt, like that you rejected his like physical touch of holding his hand.
Yeah.
But like that's not your thing with him, right? That's not your vibe. Like, and that's okay. And it's okay if he wants somebody to hold his fucking hand.
That's fine.
Like, but.
There are a lot of the red.
If that's a deal breaker,
there are a lot of red flags with that one right there.
Then there is a second date. It's okay.
Exactly.
I'm not the end of the world.
Baby boy, it is fine.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. Because the first time I'm like, okay, it's a crowded room. I'll let you hold my hand, like, guys trying to get me through and everything. Next minute, it wasn't crowded, and I can see him. We're like around the same height, so it's like I can see you.
Maybe
it's not hard to find you, and it's not crowded anymore. I already told her him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jasmine, what are your love languages?
Okay, so mine's are kind of similar, but I have slightly different reasons and stuff. But okay, so mine's like quality time has always been top. I mean, I've taken the test a few times and my love languages have changed, but quality time has never changed. Even like when I'm kind of having like a bad day or like I'm sad or it's hard, whatever, I like to attach myself to my friends, or I mean, I don't have a significant other, but like if I had a significant other, like I would attach myself to their day, like running errands. They're just sitting at home, like doing their homework, working on whatever projects they have, cleaning. Like if I feel like it, I might help you clean, but I might just be in the room. I might just be in the room. Help support. You. I might just be in the room, and we don't even have to be talking about whatever's bothering me or whatever like I have going on. But it's like just spending time like helps me get over like whatever I'm dealing with. Like I've attached to like when I used to live with my roommates. Shout out to Sales. They know who they are. But when I was having a bad day, like I was just like go knock on one of the doors. I'm like, what are you doing today? I'm like, can I hang out with you? Like, and they would just go like grocery shopping, and like they would run their errands, and I would literally just be in the car with them. Or like, you know, when they randomly did like Uber Eats for some like extra money, I was just in the car. Like, I mean, I would hold the food if I needed to, but like
take a bite.
Let me take a fry.
Just fry into my hand. But yeah, so I didn't even do anything. I would just sit there, and like they didn't have to talk to me about it, but like that made me get through the day. Like I would tell them I don't really want to be alone, and that would help me. Now that I moved, obviously I go with Whitney. But sometimes I do have to do it by myself. But anyways, acts of service I think has recently become more up there because I like more so of me doing it for my friends or my significant other because I would like to know that I'm making your day better or easier. And if they think of doing the same thing for me, even better. Like if someone wants to, like if they know I'm struggling with building something, doing something, organizing something, like keeping me accountable or coming over, like they don't even have to like physically help me, but or like they just being there and keeping me accountable is an act of service. Bring, you know, if I had a man, you know, bring the groceries, build whatever I want, like those are acts of service.
Build me a house, okay?
Build me a house. You will be rewarded. Like this is not just, you know,
you will get a meal out of it.
This is not a one-way street, bro. You gonna get a meal or whatever. This is not a one-way street. It's not, okay? But that's my thing. And for me, so maybe like 4 or 5 years ago when I started undergrad, like I was not very big on physical touch. Like even like when I became like really close to my friends, like they would hug me and like they would tell me, they're like, you just seem like you don't even want to hug me. It, like, and it's subconscious. It was subconscious for me to like when I did hug, like naturally my body kind of like created space between us, and it was subconscious. Like I didn't be like, oh, I don't want to touch them. Like it was just awkward for me because growing up I didn't get a lot of like, we just did not hug and lovey-dovey a lot in my house, and I think it's very common in Hispanic and Latino households. Like lovey-dovey stuff is not very common for most of our households, according to like my friends and things like that. So it's a little hard, like as an adult, like when your friends platonically just want to hug you and you're just like, but I would say like spending time away from them and things like that, I've learned to like physical touch from my friends and like hug them more. I'm not like wanting to cuddle with them. They know I need my space.
I love to cuddle with my friends.
That ain't me.
Yes.
I'm not,
like, let's cuddle.
I draw a line. Like, yeah, when I met one of my friends, she was like, you guys have to cuddle. I said, nope, girl.
So you'll never cuddle with me, Jasmine?
I'm sorry, Brie, but no.
No.
That sounds scared.
Not yet.
Never, ever.
But I do, okay, but I will say this, like, I've always liked, and I think even more so that I've grown up, like, gotten older, I love physical touch, like, to and from my significant other.
Yeah.
Like, with my friends, it's not a top one.
Yeah.
It's not a requirement. If you hug me, like, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, honestly, I rather have, like, subtle things from my significant other, like them standing behind me, holding my back. I don't care if I can see him. Lead me through whatever crap you think we're going through. I'll follow. Yep. Let me tell you.
Reach for my hand, please. Reach for my hand. It is right here.
And I'm like, yeah, no. Put my hand.
Hold my hand.
Put the hand behind there. I'm grabbing it every time. I don't even care if we walk 2 feet.
Oh my
or like when it's snowing in Chicago and like, you know, they got these big ass sidewalks. I might slip, I might not. Help me get off. Help me get down the sidewalk before I slip and bust my ass.
Yeah.
That shit, yeah, I like it with like my significant other. But yeah, so those are my love languages.
So what do you guys think about, because when I hear you guys talking about why these languages are like your top love languages, it made me start thinking about the way that you love others, right? Because like our love languages are how we like to receive love, right? And so how do you think, or like what is your experience if you guys have ever experienced like a clash of it? You know what I mean? Like if somebody's like, oh, my top love language is like gifts, right? Like I want to receive gifts. That's my top love language. But like yours is acts of service or quality time. And you're loving this person in your love language and not their love language. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like it's hard. Recently, as of like this past year or so, when I be asking my friends what love languages are, and I write them down in my notes, just in case. Especially
you got me on 5?
Yeah, of course.
I got
Where's my tab?
I got both of y'all on file. Like I write them down just so like I know how to love you. Right? I want to know how to love you the best way. Like I know that it's like Jasmine she may not need me to be all of her, right? But I will invite Jasmine to all these things.
Mm-hmm.
She may not always go.
She's not. She knows it's hard for me to say no to things.
But certain things that I know she'll like, I'll keep an eye on them. I'm like, all right, here's this. I'm like, oh, I know you hate grocery shopping. Let's go grocery shopping together.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'll just get it over with. Like let's make fun out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like little things like that. Bree, I know that you want to spend time.
Yeah.
You want to be like, all right, let's do this. Let's do that. So I'm like, all right, I'm pouring into you.
Yeah.
Like if I'm gonna do some act service, I'm gonna do some gift giving.
Yeah.
I'll cuddle with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll cuddle everybody.
You like cuddling with me.
I'll cuddle with you.
Exactly. Don't try to say you don't.
I like cuddle with everybody. I like cuddle with everybody.
Yeah.
But I will cuddle with you.
Yeah.
Everything. So it's like I want to feed into y'all the way that you guys want to be fed into.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, for me, I have seen it where it's class where it's like I've loved someone's my love language, like acts of service, where it's like, oh, I thought about you, and they're just like, okay.
Well, and that made me think about like, sometimes people have this idea of like, I don't want to be helped, right? I can do it on my own. I can do it on my own. And the acts of service is like, oh, I know. Let's say I know Jasmine hates grocery shopping, right? But I already know her grocery list, so I went and got your groceries for you. Here they are. But if you hated acts of service, but if you hated acts of service and you were like, that's offensive to me, you know what I mean? Like, you don't think I'm capable? Yeah,
I would never say that. I would never say
you said give
people are like that.
It's okay.
Yes,
you get me the wrong way.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and sometimes, right? Like, it clashes because it's like I'm not loving you in your love language. I'm loving you in my love language, or what I think.
And that can offend you.
Yeah.
I have an example, or I guess a few. So like I said, like physical touch has not always been my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When I joined like my organizations, like in college, like they were very like hugs all the time, and I was just like literally like we would be like at a party, and like they would just be like on me, and I'm just sitting. And like, and I don't. It's not that I feel uncomfortable, but I'm just kind of letting them do their thing.
But it's almost also like, what do you do? Like,
yeah, so I'm just like. Okay, but like, and they know this. All of them know this. And like, I think being away from them now, because I used to have them so like accessible to me, and them have access to me so easily in undergrad. So we're like, when I'm not around them, and I do go back home and I see them, like I do take the time to like appreciate that they made me give them hugs.
Yeah.
Like, and I do like use the time that they were like, Jasmine, you're gonna hug me. And I'm like, okay. So now when I do see them, like, they don't even have to force me because I don't see them anymore. Yeah. So, like, it is, like, I do, like, sit there and hug them. And sometimes they're like, oh, my God, you're hugging me. Or, like, if we're at a party and I'm leaning on them, and they're like, oh, that's how I know. That's how I know. You leaning on me?
Yeah. You love me.
You leaning on me right now? Like, that's how I know.
Yeah.
And, like, those are, like, more platonic examples. Like, romantically. Like, I've had, like, a guy that I was, like, seriously taking... say like he liked physical touch, like that was one of his main love languages, and I naturally just at first it takes me a while to get comfortable, kind of like I'm feeling out. I will give you physical touch, like I said, I prefer to do that with a significant other versus like my friends, but it does still take me some time. Like I don't just do it off the bat. And like he made a comment to me and be like, well, you don't really like, you're not that affectionate, and it was still kind of like early on stages. And me in my own, and I was kind of like scared during the whole thing. I was like, oh my God, like, is this kind of serious? Like, I was over here like, I'm kind of scared. So I was like, maybe I should just like put that wall down and be more like affectionate. Yeah. And like, I should do it. Like, I need to let go and do it. And I'm glad I did because I learned that I actually like it a lot more than I thought I did. Yeah. So that's me like applying myself to how they want to be loved.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
That's my tidbit.
And it goes back to what you were saying, like about how you said you have your notes or whatever. Like, I feel like that's an important thing to do when you're dating is like asking them, like, what are your love languages? How do you receive love? How do you want to receive love so that I can make sure that I'm doing it the way that you want it to be done and not the way that I think it should be done.
Exactly. Yeah, I've done that a lot. Like, I started doing that, but I also started asking, like, my friends, like, I'm like, as I pray for you, what do you want me to ask God for?
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to be very intentional with what I'm saying to him. And it's like, I can ask them in general, like, oh, good health.
Yeah.
Okay. But, like, what else?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I want to be very intentional with the things that I say. Because I know it's like, your words that you say, they mean a lot.
They do.
You have to be very specific for when you're asking for something.
What did you say,
like, I said you have to be very specific when you're asking.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. So, like, I'm trying to be very specific in, like, of how to love people and also how to pray for them, too. Yeah. So I'm like, ooh. When I was little, I used to be like, all right, dear God, thank you for the good, bad. Like, please bless everybody. Please bless the good, bad, the ugly, and the in between. Amen. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's not enough.
I mean, you learn as we go.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, so for these love languages, right? For new partners, like people, like person that you're just going on a first date with and everything, right? Do you ask them what their love languages, or you think that's too soon to start talking about it?
That is too soon, sweetie. Because
Right?
who
I
knows
think
if
it's too soon.
I don't know if I'm giving you a love language right off rip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think it takes me a little bit. Like, first I need to get to know who you are as a person. If I even want to give you love, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I want to give you love, then I'll say, okay, well, how? Like, or I'll just like kind of like just pay attention to things.
Yeah.
But first date, no, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a little too soon. Because, like, you're still getting to know each other. And, like, as we get older, you're kind of like, okay, is this going to work? I got to figure that out first before I decide how I feel like you want, like, how much I want to know how you want to be loved.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I feel like it's like, we got to be careful with how we also give that love.
What do you mean?
Okay, it's like everything that we give is not meant for everybody.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like recently, like since like ending like different relationships and everything, I've been taking notes and I'm like of how I've been giving like my acts of service.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been through like cooking or stuff like that, or like buying them things. And it's like it's like past things. Like if I was dating someone, I'll be like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna make this for you. And after a few days, I'll be like, oh yeah, I made this. So here you go. But like they would be after a while, some people take advantage of that acts of that love language, essentially.
Taking advantage of your love.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think we have to be careful with who we show love language to.
Yeah.
And how we show it.
Yeah.
Not saying there has to be a timeline, but
just to be cautious.
Be mindful.
Yeah. Be mindful. Yeah. Yeah.
So okay, just jumping back into the whole friendship part of love languages. So say your friend's love language is touch, right? That's the first one. Like, how can you like platonically do that without like doing too much?
See, that's such a good question. I've never had a friend whose love language was also physical touch. So I've never like had to, you know what I mean? Like encounter that. I literally shit you not. I feel like 80%, no, maybe 70% of the time, my friends are like, okay, I give Brie hugs because she like hugs. You know what I mean? Like
I like hugs.
Yeah, like and I feel like I've never really had a friend, I guess, whose love language was also physical touch, like top number one physical touch. But I also think like that just comes to like boundaries. You know what I mean? Like we're not gonna do too much. If we both, you know, we're not gonna do too much. I just think that's how I just wouldn't do too much. Boundaries.
Okay, so what if the thing was second? Because I know another episode we touched on like platonic affection and like not intimacy but affection, right? So it's like, can you give that affection of touch platonically, like two different friends without anything like being like misconstrued as like I'm trying to hit on you?
I think on my end as giving, I think I can do that, and I'll never feel like, oh, I'm hitting on you. Oh, I'm, you know what I mean? I'm flirting with you, or I'm trying to bag you, whatever. That's never.
But make sure they don't feel that too.
Right. But and I think that just comes with like communication. You know what I mean? Like if Jasmine, every time I see you, you're like, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful, and I give you a hug, you might be like, okay, Brianna, are you flirting with me? What's going on? What's going on?
That's like, that's like, girl, you're reading too much into that. Like for me, like that would be like if I were you, and like I would be like oh, you're reading too much. Like no, like that. I think that's normal. I feel like that's my friends do it all the time. Like they give me, I hug my friends every time I see them. Like,
and that's what I think for me too. Like I'm always gonna tell my friends like you're absolutely gorgeous, you're beautiful, you're stunning. I'm always gonna be hugging you, loving on you. But that don't mean I want to be with you. That don't mean I want to be with you.
Some people think that. It's like, so I feel like you really do have to set a boundary.
Yeah.
But I think that you start to like you said, like with time, you start to fully flourish in like how you like to give love.
Yeah.
Like you just met somebody, okay, I get good vibes. I'm not gonna be like hugging them, trying to spend all my time with them, give them gifts the second time I see them.
Right.
So like it takes time. Wait,
I don't know you like that.
Right. You don't know people like that. Like, so it takes time. Like first you gotta become friends, and then probably by the time you actually become friends, you're comfortable with each other to give and receive love how they want to receive and give love, to where it won't be weird. Like I don't see Brie all the time, But if Brie gave me a hug and called me pretty every time I saw her, I'd be like, oh my god, you look beautiful today too. Hug. Like, and I wouldn't be like, oh, she's trying to hit on me.
Yeah.
Like, you're reading too much. You're thinking a little too much about yourself and not accepting what they're trying to give you. Like,
right.
I think that's being a little.
Yeah. And I also feel like, for me personally, I feel like when it comes to like the words of affirmation, right? I feel like I don't immediately give off words of affirmation for that exact reason. For the exact reason of people like not like wanting to, I don't want people to ever feel uncomfortable if me commenting on them, right? And being like, wow, like I have a friend not every time I see her, but like most of the time when I see her, I'm like, bro, you're gorgeous. Like, you're beautiful. Like, I think she's beautiful. Yeah. And sometimes I'm like, don't take it the wrong way, though, okay? Like, let's not take it the wrong way.
I was going to say, sometimes you can tell when somebody's not, I mean, this hasn't happened, but, like, if the case were to, like, present itself, like, you can tell when somebody's not feeling what you're giving. Yeah. And, like, okay, let me give this preface, like, I was just trying to be nice. Like, I hope you don't mind that, like, I hug you every time I see you. Like, and they'll be like, oh, no, it's fine. They're like, oh, no, I really like it. Like, that just goes down to communicating. But you can tell when somebody doesn't like or reciprocate what you're giving. Yeah. It's just, I don't think they're not going to say anything. I mean, if you're not, then you just tell yourself.
Yeah. Do you guys give that platonic love language of touch? Like, can you guys think that you can give that to, like, the person that's opposite sex? And for it to still be platonic, even though you guys still have the same understanding, if that person was in a relationship.
Okay, say that one more time.
Okay, so say.
Okay, I have my answer.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
I'm trying to make sure I understand.
Okay, so say you have a friend, right?
Of the opposite sex.
Of the opposite sex. But saying that, not saying that everyone loves everyone's opposite sex, but like that's a pretense.
Yeah.
And one of their love languages is physical touch.
Okay.
Right? Can you like feed into that love language if they are dating someone at the time? Respectfully.
I think you can. And I say that because my best friend is a guy and he's married. Yeah. Like he has a wife.
Yeah.
And I still give him physical touch as a love language because like his love language is also physical touch.
Yeah.
But I think that it's about like respect. You know what I mean? Like we're not, granted, we've never like crossed like any like weird boundaries even before he was like married or whatever. But like even now, like yes, I'm gonna give him a hug every time I see him. I don't give a damn if his wife is there or not. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's about respect. Yeah, but it's just about respect and making sure their significant other is like okay, I guess. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I would never want to disrespect my friends' relationship. I would never want to disrespect them. So as long as it was cool, you know, it's fine. Yeah, I think it's whatever.
I think it's all lines of communication. The only reason I'm touching so much on this love language is because this is the most like boundary balancing one. Yeah. Everything else, it's like you can definitely move around it without thinking too much. This one is like you really got to think about it. Some things it's like do you still go in for a hug or like do you like can you still like I don't know. It's like say there's words of affirmation, everything you're texting them these words of affirmations like. After a certain time, do you guys stop texting that friend of their relationship too?
I don't. No. I personally don't. I feel like if I am loving you in a specific kind of way because this is your love language and then you get into a relationship, I'm not going to stop what I'm doing. I'm not going to stop giving you the love that I think you deserve. Unless that's a conversation that we have. If you say,
it's all platonic.
Yeah. And I think it just comes down to like boundary setting, right? Like as long as we communicate and you say, all right, Brie, like let's like you know what I mean? Like let's not do that. Okay, cool. Like I'm gonna respect what you want. You know what I mean? Like I want to respect your relationship. I want to respect what you wish, whatever. But initially, like no, my first instinct is not to say like, okay, let me stop doing what I'm doing because now you're in a relationship. I feel like I'm still going to give you the love that I feel like you deserve the way that you want it. Point blank simple.
Mm-hmm. That's good. To answer your question, I think there's levels to every love language. Yeah. Like you said, like let's say I don't really have a lot of opposite sex friends. I don't know. They don't want to be my friend or they just are weird. Anyways, moving on. Let's say like I did have like a really close friend. Well, I do have friends that are guys, but not too many. and I don't see them because they don't live here. But if I do see them, like, I'm not like, oh my god, like, I'm not gonna be the same level of physical touch with them that I am with my significant other, or I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, hanging out with them every day or hanging out with them every single weekend like I would any other friend. But like, if that's what we were already doing, like, in the school, then yeah, we'll continue. But I mean, now that they're in a relationship, their time is probably cut in half. Like, they probably got other things to attend to with their significant other. So it's just kind of a gauge. But like, you can still give words of affirmation to somebody that gets into a relationship, but because you guys were platonic all along, it's not like, oh my god, you look so cute today. Like, it's just feeding their ego versus like, oh, how did your presentation go? Okay, let me take a look at it. It looks great. Like, that's words of affirmation.
Yeah, that is the words of affirmation.
That is, there's levels to it. Like, I feel like crossing the line or making it like, is, you know, when you're crossing the line or blurring the lines with someone. And if you were already friends and already giving into these love languages, like, both ways, it's not going to change. Yeah. Unless there's other things going on, like, that we're not talking about. But that's not the case. Yeah. If it's a platonic relationship, those love languages are already established. They're not going to change. Right. And if they weren't platonic love then that's a different story.
Right. That's a whole nother topic.
That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah. Like, I feel like, okay, also, I had a question. Well, not a question. I had a friendship when I was in college, right? And like, we were really, really cool people. Like, we've been friends like orientation times, and like, we would feed each other love language with the quality time. But once I got a girlfriend, I was like kind of cutting it off a bit.
You were, or they were?
I was.
Okay.
Like, I was one cutting off just in fact for the girlfriend, and then like, then the girlfriend wound up breaking up. But this is when we lived in different states at the time. We already graduated, so we couldn't have that again. That's why I'm wondering. It's like moving forward, like, I wouldn't just cut it off just like completely. I would like ease into it. Like, or just like put it in a different format. With the relationship. That's why I was asking the question. It's like how do you do that? But you guys answered like how to do that.
And I feel like we're all like very respectful women. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, we're going to respect our friends' relationships. And so that's why you took a step back, because you were like, I want to respect your relationship. And he didn't ask you to do that. You know what I mean? Like, you just did it because you were like, I'm gonna respect your relationship and I'm gonna fall back a little bit.
Also, pretense was that we did date at some point.
Okay.
Should have followed up. So we did date at some point in the beginning of college,
right?
That's
what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Like, if there's something else going on, then that's the difference.
I forgot. But it's like, we did date in the beginning of college and everything. But like, that thing was like 3 months. It wasn't a long time. And then it's like, then it's like we didn't talk for.
I'm not gonna dive deeper into that.
It's like we didn't talk for a while. And then we started talking and we were just friends. And it was just like cool, nice and cool. And then they got a girlfriend. That's why like I was like, all right. It's like I want to respect the relationship. So I was like, I'm not gonna text you after like 9 o'clock or something like that. Or like ask you to like watch this show with me or stuff like that, and like go over to your dorm if it's just me.
But do you think that was on your conscience because you had?
I feel like partially,
because I'm still texting my homeboy at 10 o'clock at night. I don't give a damn.
No, it wasn't my conscience. It was
your conscience.
That thing was heavy. That's why. But the thing is, it's like
the purpose that you had. Like, there was something else. It's not like you've always been platonic and all of a sudden I'm like turn that completely off.
Other ones have always been platonic. But once we started dating, I stopped doing certain things at a certain time. But like that one was like my first situation like that.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you expect your significant other to begin to receive love languages different from their friends once you and them start being together? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is that what you expect? Because maybe that's why you default to that, because that's what you expect. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't know.
Can I answer this question?
Go ahead.
So, if I get into a relationship, and let's say my man's got a friend that they're close to, and they were once in a romantic relationship, and okay, so I would like to, like, I would, want to have a conversation with them and be like, okay, so let's unpack a little bit more about what your relationship entails. Like, after y'all broke up, like, what exactly changed? Like, was it just no longer, like, sexually physical, or like what?
Was it ever physical too?
Yeah, like, what if that was even the case, because some people don't get there. And I just, how do y'all exchange your love languages? Like, what does your relationship consist of? When I wasn't ever in the picture. And then now that I am in the picture, like, if there's not a big difference between when y'all were together and when y'all were friends, and now I'm in the picture, like, I feel like there's a little bit more to unpack. They're like, so what does she think or they think is gonna change? Like, does she still have feelings? Like, there's a lot of.
But take the feelings part out of it, because that's what I'm thinking. I was just asking her. Yeah. So like in terms of my question, like it's just completely platonic. Okay. Like completely platonic. Yes. It never ever crossed the line. You know what I'm saying? Like physical, romantic, like nothing. It never crossed the line. It's always been platonic. Yeah. Do you expect your significant other to receive love from them differently because now you're in the picture? You're like, oh, I got it. Like,
okay.
I got it.
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I respect your friends.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. I agree.
I respect the relationship we have with your friends.
I agree.
I think my situation is different because I wasn't sure if he ever told her that we had dated at some point, even though it wasn't that long.
Yeah.
So I wanted to respect that just in case.
Yeah.
Just setting a boundary, personally. So I was like,
and you don't like confrontation.
I do not like confrontation.
You don't like a lover. I don't mind it. That's why I said
I don't either.
I don't mind it.
I'm a lover and I'm a prayer over a fighter.
I'm a pray for you.
God. Sky Daddy, is that you? What?
I have never, ever heard anybody refer to God as Sky Daddy. Never.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say. I'm not. You can keep that.
You can keep that
personal to me and my dad.
That's cool. That's cool. Anyway, okay. Well then, actually, okay. So to answer your question briefly, thank you for clarifying. Yeah. I mean, if you're platonic friends and you've always shown each other platonic, like, love language is to each other, I don't expect it to change.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope it's an emergency if you're blowing their phone up at 2 a.m. or 11 a.m. Like, is everything okay?
Yeah.
Like, are you sharing with the both of us? Like,
shoot. Like, yeah, because if I'm in a relationship, I'm telling my mans what's going on.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like,
and like, I can't remember a specific scenario, but like, I have literally have called my friends and been like, or like a guy friend, and they're with their man or they're with their girl, and they're like, okay, yeah, so Justin said this, and they're both giving me their opinion. Like, you can share with your significant other. At this point, they're part of the team.
Yeah,
they're part of the board of directors.
No,
you are now part
board
of the
directors.
Team. You signed on to be her man, his girl, whatever. We're friends.
Yeah,
I'm not saying we like super besties, because I hope y'all last, but but now you're part of this team. You're part of the group effort now.
Yeah.
So I don't mind you sharing that with them.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
So like, have you guys ever had a partner that was jealous of a relationship that you had with a friend?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. It always happens, and it pisses me off.
Yeah, tell me more about that, because that hasn't happened to me.
It makes me so
it happened to you?
annoyed. Yes. I feel like for me, I literally shit you not. It's almost, I feel like every relationship I've ever been in, every time I get entangled with somebody, it's always like, oh, well, they start questioning my relationship with somebody else, and I'm just like, bruh, like, I'm not understanding. You
don't have to go dive deeper. Damn. Head first. Or give me super much, like, a lot of detail, but like did they think you were giving them something that they weren't receiving?
I feel like that's a good question to ask them, but I feel like them.
Answer in the comments,
y'all.
I know you listening.
But I feel like my perception of it was that they were just, I really felt like it was jealousy. Like, because and I feel like it's not, like, trying to tie it into the love languages, I feel like it's not necessarily the physical touch, but I feel like it's the quality time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm spending time with my friends.
So they thought you were spending more time with them?
Too much time with them.
Your friends than
my significant other. But then it's always like, oh, you're choosing them over me. You're doing this over that. And I'm just like, I can't. I don't think jealousy is attractive. I don't think, like, to me, communication can solve 100% of issues. Let's just communicate about it.
Yeah.
If you feel like I am spending too much time with my friends, because sometimes, like, okay, you might catch me.
Truthful communication.
Right. Honest communication.
Yes.
Honest communication. Sometimes I really might be spending too much time with my friends and not enough time with my significant other. And I feel like you bringing that to the table and saying, you know, this is what I'm feeling, we can talk about it. But I feel like it's about delivery. You know what I mean? Like, in not every single relationship in the past has it been like poor delivery, but there has been enough times where there's poor delivery where it just annoys me now. Like, I'm just annoyed. Like, I'm annoyed.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you. Communication and delivery, emphasis on the delivery is very big.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, that hasn't happened to me, but I don't feel like we should be getting upset because I'm still hanging out with my friends. Like, I'm sorry, but they were here before you. And like, God forbid, maybe you're not going to be here after. Who am I going?
Yeah.
I just cut off all my friends for this one person and I've known for less time. No, like, that doesn't make, that speaks more to my character. Like, oh, you're just going to drop everybody, friends, family, for this one person. No, I'm not saying you should do that. But, like, you got to divide up our time now. Like, I'm trying to stretch my love, and they're trying to stretch love to me as much as we can. All limbs.
Okay, y'all. So, in conclusion.
Wait, I do have one thing.
Oh.
Bring it home. Let's land this plane.
I had one ex.
Okay.
Thank God.
That
I don't know how we're going to land this
when
plane.
I said I love you, like, to my guy friends.
What?
Wait, say that one more time.
I had an ex that hated when I said I love you to my guy friends.
So, did you stop saying I love you to your guy friend?
Good. I did not.
Good.
Because I do love you.
Yeah.
Because God makes something happen to you.
What was his reasoning? Like, why can't you tell your guy friends you love them?
He didn't really have a reason. I think he just felt like a little jealous of it. Because I hadn't said I love you to him yet.
Oh.
But I didn't love him. I'm not gonna tell. I mean, if I don't mean it.
I mean, I understand their reasoning. Like, okay,
eventually I
telling
did follow
them I
him,
love you,
like,
not me, and not your man or whatever significant other. I get it, but you don't love them yet.
Yeah.
So why would you want me to lie to you?
Yeah.
I feel like that's more hurtful than me not saying it right now.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I've had people tell me they love me, like guys tell me that, and I say, you sure?
You want me to?
Hello.
You can take it back.
That's quick.
I would not be able to say you take it back.
That is quick.
You want me to say it just to say it, or you want me to mean it when I say it?
Exactly. Because one guy, I was like, I don't love you yet.
You said that to him?
I said I like you a lot. I said I like you a lot, but I do not love you yet.
Yeah.
Because he said it. And
I be so slick, but
I said, Whitney. This Whitney. I said, Whitney, da 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 da. And they said, yeah. And they said, I said, you sure? Are you drunk?
No.
Are you high?
When somebody tells me they love me and it's like really premature, I'm like, okay, what do you love about me?
Yeah.
Because please don't expect me to respond in the same way of saying I love you too. Oh, you love me? I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. You love me? What do you love about me? Oh, that's sweet. Why do you love me? Oh, okay. Anyway, so did you watch the series we were supposed to watch?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like, because I'm not doing that all night. I'm not. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie about love.
So, as we close out, I had to mention that little last thing.
Yes, that was it. That was a good one. That was a good point.
Thank you for bringing that up, Diane.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, you guys, make sure you tell people your love languages.
Yes.
Communicate.
Yeah. Communicate with one another. Set boundaries. Know your love languages. Love the person in their love language, not yours.
Yeah. Be safe.
Be safe.
Be safe.
If no one tells you they love you today,
we love you.
I like you a lot.
Yeah, I was quiet on that one.
I like you a lot.
Because I don't know who watches you.
Okay.
So have a good night. All right.
All right.
Cheers, y'all.
Single scary.
Single scary.